Waked. Hey, Robert Johnson here. Here's the tiny house that we designed and built, and it is now finished. And it's really exciting to be at this place. And I want to give you a tiny house tour of this one. And before we step inside, let me just show you around the outside here. This is the main front of the tiny house, and as you can see, we have a barrel door with carving, and you can see that the rafters, they curve in, and that was a lot of fun building. And if you want to see actually any of the details on how we did some of those things, the siding is Sqlelten. You can watch the YouTube videos on how we did that. And so over here we have on the corner, this is where you would hook up with the truck, and we have the mitered corners with the siding, with the core roll, and with the round windows. We really feel like those were awesome features to have in a tiny house. And on the back here, we have some of the hookups. On this one here is a dryer vent, and that vent there is for the on-demand heater, and that when we want to move it, we just pull out, and the wall is flat there. So we added on a hose bib for outside hose work. We have the propane, which we have the fireplace inside, and the demand heater and the cooking all off of this propane. So it's really exciting. So if you come along here and take a look at the back of the tiny house. So here we have, this is actually something that's really exciting to have this second entry. It was actually not designed in the beginning of the first design, but we added in the second door. There was going to be a window, but we decided to add it in because I was thinking about the process of carving and building the opening for that barrel door, and I knew that it would take some time, so I wanted to have a second entry while I was building the other door there. And actually, I'm really happy how the back turned out. It's kind of like a second feature area. We have the carvings up there. If you can take a look, the rafters shape like salmon, and we did some salmon carving up there, and it really ties everything all together. So let's take a step inside. All right, so I am standing here in the kitchen, and the kitchen is something that's very special for us. We wanted to have the type of layout. We were thinking about where do you do the most standing, and the place where you do the most standing is in the kitchen. So we wanted to put it and design it in an area where we had vaulted ceiling. So if you can take a look there, that's quite spacious. So we have the feel that where you're standing, it goes straight up, and we wanted to keep it open here. So by the main entry here, we wanted to have it so that it just had a real open feel, that as you step into the tiny house, that's with the design of having the kitchen at that wall, and then the living room where you're standing there. And if you can take a look over here, the spiraling staircase is something that is just the reason why we went with this design is as you come in, we wanted to have it as open as possible, so being able to see through was something that we wanted to achieve. There's lots of different ways that you can have stairs, and this is something that if you want to see how we made it with the calculations, you can watch some of our videos on YouTube. And here in the living room, where I'm sitting here, we have a gas fireplace, and the gas fireplace, it's converted to propane, and it really is a nice warm heat. And the thing with where we're building here, a lot of tiny homes, they're designed and made in areas where the temperature doesn't fluctuate like here. It gets really cold in the winter, and it gets hot in the summer. So we wanted to be able to create a tiny home that was built so it could withstand the weather. And one of the things that we added in this tiny home is an air exchange unit, which is really crucial because as it gets cold and you're creating a warm environment here, heat rises, and when it rises, it wants to turn into moisture. And what the air exchange unit does is it takes the moisture out of the air and it gives you fresh. So that's some of the things that we want to incorporate in this tiny house build. So now I am standing in the kitchen, and here we have the stove, and I really like the flow. What we did was we bought our kitchen from IKEA, and it was so much fun going there. But we ripped all our boxes down to give it more space in the kitchen. So this isn't a standard cabinet depth, and in doing that, we were able to rip our countertop down, and the offcut from that, we're able to use that offcut and extend on here to give you a seating area where you can have a plate here and a plate here, and you can have breakfast or dinner. And underneath here, this is where our fridge is, and we feel that it's a great flow for the kitchen. And up here, let me just show you how to get up the stairs here. So as you climb, one of the design features, or how we designed the loft up here. So if you just come up here and take a look. Oh, it's really quite cozy. A lot of lofts, I was looking online, how are people doing their lofts? And it's really inspiring to see what the different designs and techniques that other people are doing. And for this design, you could either have a gable end, and when you have a gable end, and I'll show you in a minute, on the other end of the loft, it's a gable loft, so that the highest point in the loft is right in the middle of the gable there. And on this end, there's different ways that you can achieve the most headroom. Some tiny houses have the shed roof style, where it's not coming to a point, but it's higher on one wall and comes down on the other. What those allow for you is, as you're sitting back at the loft there, that it's higher and it gives you the most headroom here, and as you go down to one end, it starts coming down. And there's that style, and then there's the other style is when you have a ridge and you have a lower pitch of roof, and that is the highest spot is right there. This one, how we wanted to design it, was the highest spot, we wanted it to be the same wherever the bed location is. So where I'm sitting here, this is the highest spot, and it doesn't matter where I'm in the loft, it still stays the same, so it's comfortable. You don't have to tell your mind that, oh, I'm gonna have to start going like that. So it's really neat. And as it starts going down here in the corner, this is the storage area, you get the feel of how it comes down, and then it comes to the point in this area there. So come over here, and I'll just show you the view from the other side. So as the roof starts getting lower on this side, we wanted to design it so that as you're stepping down the ladder, that it doesn't matter that it's getting lower because you're going down with it. So it gives it that comfortable feel if you are a tall person. So this is something that's really exciting. Over here we have the second loft, and we just did the round chandelier to go with the round windows. So it's really, the windows, we wanted to have light that just came in and really flowed, and it's really comfortable to be up here. Let me take you to the other side. And while you're just up there, to get up here, the challenge with the tiny houses is how do you get up to the lofts without creating a crazy staircase that takes a lot of room. Sometimes, depending on your size, you can get a staircase, but in this case, we wanted to eliminate and try to keep it as open as possible. So on this side, we're thinking, okay, we're going to do a ladder. But in doing a ladder, if you take a look, this being the main entry here, we didn't want to have something that came right down in front there. So we designed this on wheels, kind of like a library ladder that kind of swings there. So I'm actually looking forward, because I'm thinking of ways I could do musicals and be like, oh, it's pretty cool. So this guy here, we decided to leave out the the other run, and what that does, that gives for you, is it gives you that space that as you're climbing, it's comfortable, you don't bang your knee, and then you're up here. Oh yeah. All right. So up here, the design that we tried to achieve was to give it the most head space in a gabled area. So we ripped our ridge on an angle so that instead of coming flat and having a flat spot up here, we wanted to go to a point. So obviously your head won't fit into that point, but it still gives you that feel like there is that extra space, and it really does. It's quite comfortable on the side, and doing the intersecting roof here, it's just a wonderful thing. All right, so here I come down this ladder, and the funny thing is about this thing is I made it for a left-handed person, and I'm right-handed. So if you come here and you're left-handed, you're gonna feel like you're loved when you come up this thing because it's made for you. All right, here I come. I'm coming down this thing. Oh wow! It's always the first step that's the hardest. Okay, now that I'm down here, move this thing off to the side. I'm stepping into the bathroom. And here we have the pocket door. And the shower. I'm stepping into the shower. So the shower, it has a real nice feel to it. I can stand in here and I feel like, you know, oftentimes in showers, like if you're in a small shower and you drop the soap, how do you like, you feel like you can't get it, but actually if you just practice, and the thing about tiny homes is it's a way of life. You just actually learn how to do things differently. So it's actually really cool in this shower. I'm excited about I haven't had a shower in here yet, but it's gonna, you know, I'm pretty happy about it. And over here we have the medicine cabinet, and we wanted to design this, and we had to think of this at framing stage so that we had the proper opening for this. So to have that, we needed to know the exact size of the sink for its location, and for the sink we had to know where exactly the plumbing was going to go if we were allowed with that. So it actually really worked out, and now that we have this here, we were able to have it flush against the wall. I wanted to have it flush against the wall so that I could have extra storage space. So when you pull this out, we have additional storage space that's hidden in behind the shower. So that's the bathroom there. Yeah, so that there is the tiny house tour. And here we're just going to step out the barrel door, and all right, I hope you enjoyed that tour. Guks Gem and Budo.
Yeah. You're gonna build your tiny house. I'm gonna build my tiny house. Oh yeah. Build your tiny house. In the night, in the day, it doesn't matter if you get paid. Come on, build your tiny house. In the night, come on, in the day, it doesn't matter if you get paid. Come on. Get a hammer and get some nails, get some wood and make some walls, and build a tiny house. In the night, in the day, doesn't matter if you get paid, 'cause every time you look at your tiny house, you want to make it fast, make it fast, make it last. Gotta build your tiny house. Build your tiny It doesn't matter.